Hello there. What are you expecting today? Because whatever you expect, that's exactly what you're going to receive. I want to talk to you about visualization today. I believe that it's one of the aspects of the law of attraction and how visualization actually attracts to you what it is you want. I'm going to share with you this manifestation story. And what I want to emphasize, however, is on a few keys, which is the picture that you look at. How do you connect yourself with it emotionally? And the commending of that picture to come to life. So there's three things that visualization is going to cause you to do in life or to become a new person. My vision board last year had quite a few things in there, but it was only one thing that I emotionally connected with. Perhaps all the other things, such as my house in the mountains and the money and writing my book and learning how to dance and seeing my daughter married and what else? I had so many other things there. I did not connect myself with those emotionally, but one thing that I kept looking at, and perhaps because it was right as I was sitting down, I was looking right at it, right? So I was focusing on it every time I would sit down in front of my desk. I would see this picture with two people on the beach holding hands. And 3-4 times in the course of 2 months, as I was sitting in that chair, I would close my eyes and sit in the chair, relax, and all I would see is my feet in the water with the water running over my toes. And I would imagine that I would have this white dress and I would lift it up and I would look at my toes and I would feel like a little child, but I have the awareness that there's somebody with me there. This particular day, it happened that I had this incident where I went to my luggage and my luggage, my inner critic began to judge me as to why I left the luggage in the living room for 2 weeks. So as I'm pulling something out of the luggage, I became aware of this inner critic and I began to speak back to the luggage and I said, no, I'm not taking things out of you. I said, I'm putting things in you and we're actually going on another trip. As I said that, I felt as if my face was turned. It was involuntarily, but as if somebody just turned my face. And when I gave that command that we're going on another trip, I immediately connected to that picture on my vision board. But my commanding attitude was, no, excuse me, no. You, inner critic, are not going to tell me what is. Oh, the luggage is in the living room and it should have been away. Oh, the bank account is only $3,000 and it should be $3 million, right? No. You're not going to tell me what is. That the luggage is in the living room for 2 weeks and people have to go around it to get from the couch to the kitchen. You're not going to tell me that. I'm going to ignore you, but I'll tell you what, it's not enough to just ignore you. I am going to command you to do for me something, which is you and I are going to go on another trip. Really, this was an inner dialogue. It was an inner conversation that I took over my outside circumstance. As I turned my face towards the vision board through this commanding attitude, I rose in this vibration of connecting with that picture, or I would say as I commanded what was going to happen next in my life with me and the luggage, I immediately connected with that picture and I said, yeah, we're going on another trip. That's it. We're going on another trip. And I felt my vibration I felt like it was skipping levels, like it was going higher and higher and higher and getting more excited. I dropped it, but I felt as if I was in seventh heaven. In that hour, a friend of mine calls, and the first thing I said was, hey, let's do something spontaneous. You see, I had the guts, I had the attitude now to ask for what I wanted. Now, my friend was not aware what just happened with me and what was going on with me and what I was about to experience. I was unaware. I was unaware of what was going to take place. And you know what he said? I've been thinking about going to the beach. Yeah, I love to sleep with the beach waves in my ear. Do you want to go to the beach? I'm like, what? Yeah, cool. I'll call you in an hour. I'm going to check out some places and we're going to see where we're going to go. He calls me, I think an hour and a half later, or that same hour. It seemed like it was an hour and a half, all of this drama going on. All right, I booked 3 days, such and such place. We're going in 5 days. That day, I was packing that luggage. So what do I want to bring out to you? There's a few key points. I have a metal chair behind me and my back touches the metal chair and it's cold. I'm trying to adjust myself as I'm sitting. But what happened? First of all, vision boards work. They completely, definitely work. Here's the thing. I have never put where I want to necessarily go on the beach. No, I think I said Bahamas, but I never imagined, or I've never said, yeah, we're going to Bahamas. We're going to Bahamas. That's different. You see, your body will not go further than what you're allowing it to speak. Your thoughts, images, and speech are the boundaries to as far as how far your body is going to experience this life, because life is in the tongue, and so your tongue determines how far this body is going to go. All right, so vision boards work, but you have to be very specific. One of my friends wanted to visualize a cabin house in the woods, and she began to start adding the details, but as she was walking away from it, she only said, I am living in a cabin woods in the forest, and so on and so forth. And what happened was she ended up living in a trailer home that looked like a cabin that was next to a lake. And so she began to cheat herself out of her desire, because she began to cut away from life, or from the quality of life or quality of words that would have described the whole picture. So she started with a nice picture, but she kept going backwards to simple things such as one sentence on the table, on the paper. And she experienced that one simple sentence, which was quite cheap, it was quite deprivating, and it was lacking. And what was lacking was the description and the detail that she could have allowed herself to go in imagination and develop this picture. But instead of developing it, she went from development to shrinking it. And as I said, life is in the tongue. She resumed, or she went only as far as what that sentence allowed her to go to. So now, when you create a vision board, you have to be very, very specific. And again, the reason for specificity, it's because if you don't put Bahamas, and if you don't say that every time, then you're not going to Bahamas, you're just going to go to the next best thing. 2, you have to visualize, you have to see yourself there, and you have to see the water coming over. Right now in your mind, it might be just a picture, or right now on the vision board is just a picture. It has no movement, it has no life. Life is in the tongue, but life is in your focus. And so as you go into your vision, you must look at your feet, and you must assume that that water's coming over, and you're paying attention to the details as, oh, look, there's foamy water. Oh, it feels warm. Oh, it's sunny. Oh, look, I actually have a white dress. You see, all of these things you've got to pay attention to, pay focus to, and acknowledge and become aware or recognize, because what you recognize, it creates memory cells or cells of recognition in your brain. And so those cells of recognition, what's going to happen is, see with me, when I ended up on the beach, I was wearing this white dress. And as I was looking down on my feet, and my friend was on the beach or on the sand walking alongside me, and I was very close to the water, I lifted up this dress and I said, oh my God, I've seen this somewhere. A lot of people call it deja vu. And I said, this is exactly what I've seen myself sitting in the chair. Now, the third aspect of all of this is that you connect yourself with it emotionally. Something on the outside in my life, in my circumstance that day, caused me to connect myself with that vision board. I was commending that picture to come to reality. First of all, I was involving myself with love. I was infusing love of me being there, of the beach wanting me, having this loving communion with the beach, and how the water was going to satisfy, my feet and make them feel good. And it was just this loving communion between that image and me. This is the emotional connection you're creating. And you're also creating cells of recognition, that deja vu feeling. But then you have to command that to come to life. The command is referring to decision. So it's not enough to put it on the vision, to put something on the vision board, to imagine yourself there, but you have to command it to come to life. It has to turn into a decision. Now imagine if we lived life from decision to decision to decision to decision. Then we would cause life to happen quicker. This gives you that self-confidence. When you've learned how your mind operates and how you can go from putting something on the vision board to giving yourself the time and the space to work on it, or see yourself involved emotionally with it, you love it and it loves you back. It receives you and you receive it. That's that oneness. Then you must say, you know what? It is done. When God said it's done, it is finished. What he was saying, in fact, it's done. Yeah, this is what I want. I've created it. I've seen it in my mind. I've created cells of recognition. We have trillions of cells in our body. 70% of them their purpose is for the visual, for the inner vision, to create inner vision. 70% of your cells in the body are there to create inner images. Thus, we have 70% water. And so there's a lot of things there, spiritual and scientific as well. So understand that we are here to create cells of recognition. Oh, I've done this. Oh, I've created this. Oh, I create my own reality. Oh, I'm the God of my reality. Oh, this is happening. Oh, that is happening. At your command, things should happen. This is the 7th level of mastery. When you speak life, and it becomes life, which means all you should be is only a decisive kind of person. You should go from decision to decision to decision to decision. You're commanding life. You are receiving from life. You're not waiting for life. You don't say, well, maybe one day when the dice are going to roll in my favor. No. You command from life, which means you command that image to come to fruition, to come to reality. It's done. And so this is what visualization is. To say you cannot visualize, that means you don't have a picture that you're working with. In our program and in the private group on Facebook, we teach how to visualize, which is step 3 in the 6 steps of creation and manifestation. You have to visualize, you have to give it life, but you also have to command it. To command it is to expect it, is to say, this is it and nothing else. That is why we are supposed to be very clear as to what it is we want. You see, when you go from wishful thinking, which is nothing but impossibility, you're still dabbling with what it is you think you want, to decision, and say, no, I'm sorry, excuse me, I don't know how this is going to come about. I don't know how I'm going to end up on the beach, or with who or when. But all I know is this is what I want. Then when you live like that, you attract people, because this person called me that very hour. I attracted that to me. I had no idea that my friend loved the beach. We have never spoken as deep as that, as to know each other's desires. What would you like? What do you think about? No. Now that I think about it, I think he said that he wants to live in Greece, by the water. And so we don't pick up on these things many, many times. But what am I saying? It's 2021. We are in February. I would encourage you to create your vision board. Really, 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 really just get a hold of yourself, shake yourself up and say, you know what? If that's what it takes, then I'm going to put whatever I want. I was listening to Jack Canfield, and he said the first time he manifested close to $100,000 in that same year, he said, I took $100,000 bill and I printed it and I put it right on my ceiling. So every morning I would wake up, I would stare at it. And then I would go into my visualization of the house I would have and how I would spend this money and where would I go. And he said that year, I was generated with ideas that brought me $92,000. And then he said, his wife said, okay, so what if we just go for $1 million? I think he said in 3 years he received a $1 million royalty check for the chicken soup of the soul. Because the idea came out of this vision, out of this lifestyle. Now you might say, Luminita, so what was your idea that came out of this visualization? The idea for me was this: hey, let's do something spontaneous. That was an idea. What is an idea? An affirmation. It will be given to you when you need it. And so when you make a decision, you're saying, oh, wow. All right, all I've got to do is make a decision, because whatever else is going to come out of my mouth from that point on is going to be just something that will connect me instantly or immediately to that visual, to that image. So it's as if to say, do you really want this home or not? Because if you do, get ready. Your language is going to change. You are going to say things that you've never heard yourself say before. Because every image comes contained within itself with how you get into it, how you experience it, and everybody that is involved in that visual or that image. This is how you break through it. You go from here to there. From me being in my house to 5 days later being on the beach for 3 nights. So how did I put myself there so quickly? I wonder now how much quicker I would have gotten there if I would have done all of this compacted in 3 days. You know, you have that burning desire. It was not a burning desire. But if you have a burning desire, put the picture on the vision board. Visualize yourself there. And give it the command and say, yeah, that's exactly what I want. Like, yeah, subconscious mind, I just connected this brain with the second brain, which is the solar plexus system. That's exactly what it is I want. You've got to feel that conviction. It's almost as if you're standing up straight and your spine is like a, you know, like really straight, right? You feel it. You feel this strength in your gut. You feel confident. You feel the confidence. It's the confidence in your decision, but it's the confidence in your want. And it's also the confidence in understanding this process. How quickly you can evolve, how quickly you can change your circumstance from where you are to where you want to be. So, are you ready to create your vision board? This weekend, I am going to focus only on my vision board. And when you become this aligned with this type of understanding, oh, so this is how the mind operates. Oh, so this is how I attract. Oh, well, yeah, pay attention. Learn a new way to live life, to create your reality. Learn how to create that quantum leap. It is in your tongue. You've got to say these things inwardly and outwardly. But first you do it inwardly and outwardly. Well, whatever you're saying outwardly still comes from inside, but from where? From that image. You see, this image of me being on the beach, I had no idea who it was, what it contained, the date, or anything, or the words I was going to say before I was going to go to the beach. I couldn't think of all of this. I couldn't have put it together. Now, if I can use my imagination, I can create a scenario. I can direct every player, and I could decide and say, I want to go with this person, and they're going to say this, and they're going to do that. Think about it. Is it possible that we can write the script for every circumstance? You put the exact words in the specific person's mouth, and the teller's mouth, and the client's mouth, and the business owner's mouth. Can you do that? We know very well that we can, according to what Neville has taught us. We can. You see, you contain the words of life. You contain your words. My words of me going to the beach were contained within my mouth. But my friend's words of life were contained in his mouth. Here's what I'm saying. He or his words gave me life, gave this image life. His words gave my image life. He made my image become a reality. Who will satisfy the desire of my heart? My friend. Who is your friend? Whoever comes into your reality and creates this image that you're building within, they're your friends. Everybody else outside of that, they're not your friends. But his words in his mouth gave me life, gave who? Me, this image within me. Now imagine if I would have put those words of life through a script. I want to hear, this is what I want to hear. Oh, you know what? I'll take you to the beach. Oh, you know what? I love you. I want to marry you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Yeah, why can't you do that? You can. You can. What will bring this image to life? The other person. Your friend. When Neville talks about who would be there, your friend. You know what? Who your friend is? That friend that says, listen, I'll take care of that. You must be a friend of God. Who is my friend? I am God, the creator of this image. Who is my friend? Who I'm seeking, who is going to satisfy this image? We are seeking who is going to satisfy our image. That is why we're running after money. We're running after people to help us to create this image, and understand that if you're running to find those people, you're not going to find them. You're going to go the wrong way. They're going to be attracted to you. The same people that love what you love, that you think about what you think, that speak the language of your heart, the language of that image. So if you want to see yourself flying first class, you are going to surround yourself with people that fly first class, that speak that same language. If you want to have millions, you're going to surround yourself with people that make millions. If you want to be a coach, a high performance mentor, you're going to surround yourself with those people. You see, you go to the school of your mentor or of your teacher or whatever they're doing. If you don't want to be a mechanic, then what are you doing being a lawyer? Or if you want to be a mechanic, what are you doing being a lawyer? Why are you going to the law school? If you want to be a florist, but you're a doctor, you're in the wrong profession. You're asking money from the wrong place. So let's learn to create our own reality. Let's learn to create those cells of recognition in our brain over and over and over again. And that day when it will come, your eyes will be open. That means that image you saw in the mind, you'll see it right in front of you, and you're going to say, oh my God, so I am an image creator. All I have to do is create images. Because that day, I will look exactly, and I will see before me what I saw behind me. And what I think right now is behind me, it's a matter of time before it will come before me. And what causes that image from behind to come forward is the decision in the present moment. Your decision in the present moment travels into the past to that image and into the future, and it creates it, and it creates that image simultaneously. It creates it for you. Your decision, that's all it takes, your decision, and say, that's it, this is what I want. All of a sudden, the image on the vision board with the image you've created travels immediately into the future, calls your friend calls you an hour later and says, hey, we got to do this. I'm like, great, let's do it. It's your decision, the law of decision. Travels into the past and into the future simultaneously. And it connects the dots in everyone that you met, like my friend I met in the past, and he came rushing into the future and said, I am your friend. I want to do this for you. It would give me pleasure to take you to the beach. I like you. We're best friends. Let's do this. Now, it might not be your friend. I'm not referring to necessarily a friend that you have in your reality, but anybody, your clients, your strangers that are coming in the business, they're your friends. But how do you know they're your friends? They're going to speak your language. When you decide and you say, this is how my friends are going to talk to me, I will recognize who my friend is because they will speak the same language. Well, that's the affirmation that you keep telling yourself. Then you will know, you're mine, you're mine, you're my soulmate, you're the mate of this image. You and I are creating this image. You and I, soulmate. The soul is referring to the image, and the mating is referring to coming together. The soulmate. Who is that mate that is going to put this image together with me? This is brilliant, isn't it? All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. And if you want to come within the program Manifest Without Money, I would encourage you to click on the link below, and I will see you within the program, and also on our page on Facebook, Manifest Without Money, as well as Manifest Without Money private group. That's where we give out all the knowledge and understanding. We have graphs, we have classes, we have lessons, a lot more than what I do here. So I will see you very soon within the program. Bye now.